This series of videos will be about Section 2.4, College Algebra and Context, Solutions of Linear Inequalities. An inequality is a statement that one quantity or expression is greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to one another. So those symbols are greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to one another. A linear inequality or first degree inequality in the variable x is an inequality that can be written in the form ax plus b is greater than 0, where a is not equal to 0, and the inequality could be a greater than or equal, less than, or less than or equal symbol. The steps to solving an inequality algebraically. If a linear inequality contains fractions with constant denominators, multiply both sides of the inequality by the positive number that removes all the denominators in the inequality. If there are two or more fractions, use the least common denominator, LCD of the fractions. Remove any parentheses by multiplication. Perform any additions or subtractions to get all terms containing the variable on one side and all other terms on the other side. Combine like terms. So far, those are the same directions for solving a linear equation in one variable. Then, divide both sides of the inequality by the coefficient of the variable. And here comes the only difference. Reverse the inequality symbol if this number is negative. If you are multiplying or dividing by a negative number, that's going to change the signs. You change all the signs, including the inequality symbol. Check the solution by substitution or with a graphing utility. If a real-world situation is desired, check the algebraic solution for reasonableness in the real world. Make sure it makes sense in the real-world situation. So here's a problem to try. First, we have a fraction. So we only have one fraction. Let's multiply everything by the denominator, 5. But make sure you multiply every term by 5. So negative 2 times 5 is negative 10, plus x times 5 is 5x, less than or equal to 5x times 5 is 25x, minus, and here my denominators will go out, it will be minus 1. I do like to, when working in inequality, have my variable on the left-hand side, so I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. That will give me a negative 20x, subtracting that 25x from both sides. And I will add 10 to both sides to get the constants on the other side. It's still, I did an add or subtract, so it still stays the same inequality symbol, and negative 1 plus 10 is 9. Now I'm going to divide by negative 20. Now dividing by negative 20 changes this from a negative to a positive sign and changes this from a positive to a negative sign. It's negative 9/20. As I change those signs, I also have to change this one. So instead of less than or equal, it is now greater than or equal. Remember to change the inequality if you multiply or divide by a negative. We have an electronic reading device. The weekly revenue and weekly costs in dollars are given by the revenue is 275x, and the cost is 150x plus 12,000, where x is the number of units produced and sold. What level of production will a profit result? Well, the way we get a profit to result is if the revenue, money coming in, is greater than the cost. So that's the equation we're going to set up. The revenue, 275x, is greater than the 150x plus 12,000. Subtracting the 150x from each side, I will have 125x is greater than 12,000. And I'll divide by the 125. And I'll find out that x is greater than 96. So what level of production will result in when a profit result needs to be more than 96 units to get that profit. When a dog has a temperature over 101 degrees Fahrenheit, it is said to have a fever. What Celsius temperature reading would indicate a fever for a dog? Remember the equation, Fahrenheit temperature equals 9/5 of the Celsius temperature plus 32. We're looking for when the dog has a fever, so we're looking for when this is greater than 101. So we have 9/5 C plus 32 is greater than 101. Multiplying by the 5, 9C plus 5 times 32 is 160. It'll be greater than 5 times 101 is 505. Subtract the 160 from both sides. We'll have 9C is greater than 345. And dividing by 9, C will be greater than 38 1/3. So we'll probably go with an even temperature of 39 degrees Celsius would indicate a fever in a dog. We also can solve inequalities using our graphing calculators. For the intersection method, we'll set the left side of the equation equal to y1 and the right side equal to y2. Just split up with the inequality symbol. Choose the viewing window that contains the point of intersection and find the point of intersection, the x coordinate. This is the value of x where the left side equals the right side. Now the values that satisfy the inequality are represented. If we want the right side or the left side less than the right side, we want to look where the graph of the left side is below the graph of the right side. And for the greater than, we'll want it the other way. Here's an inequality we're going to do with the intersections of graph method. The left side, this becomes my y1 side, and the right side becomes my y2. And I'll graph that and then find where they intersect. I solve this inequality by intersection. So the left side of our inequality is 1/2 x minus 3, and the right side is 1/4 x plus 2. The window, let's do the standard negative 10 to 10 and see what happens. Look at that graph. Well, there's the 1/2. It's the left side. There's the right side. They're not in the picture. So changing our window, I believe, let's try taking the x to 30 and see if we get a graph now. Left side, then the right side. We do get a graph. We want the intersection. Second calc, intersect is 5. Press enter and enter. We'll take a guess. There's where x equals 10, and it's to the right of that. So let's say 25, and it turns out it's 20.